Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network. And we are now joined by our Green Mountain medium, Lillian Williams, joining us here today once again. How are you doing today, sweetheart?
I'm amazing. How are you today, Jill?
You are, and she's live as well on Zoom, so I get to see her face to face. For those of you just listening to the podcast, you may not know that, but she looks gorgeous and stunning as ever. So, Lillian, introduce yourself to our listeners today, please.
I'm Lillian. I'm the Green Mountain medium, and I'm an intuitive psychic medium. And what that means is I have a direct connection to spirit, your loved ones on the other side. Basically, any being you can imagine, I have a connection to. And I also have an intuitive connection to you, your thoughts, it's telepathy, your emotions. I'm a direct mirror to you and spirit and everything. So yeah.
Beautiful. So you're from Vermont. I know you grew up on a farm, small town girl, but you can work with people all over the world nowadays. And we just want to point out the Green Mountain Medium LLC.com. That's the website, correct?
So it's just Green Mountain Medium.
Oh, it is. I'm sorry.
LLC.com.
I'm sorry. Okay. Green Mountain Medium LLC.com. Thank you. And I can find you on social media as well. Just tell our listeners how.
So I'm on Instagram at the green _mountain _medium. And then Facebook is Green Mountain Medium LLC.
Perfect. Look her up, Lillian Williams. Let me also start off by asking, what is Spirit guiding you for today, for today's show to enlighten everyone?
So Spirit really wants to talk about the healing aspect of what I do today, because Spirit really started my healing journey and my healing mastery really even before I was consciously aware of it, because that's the thing about mediumship and my direct, like I was Spirit's direct prodigy for healing before I was even consciously aware of that.
Wow. That's hard to grasp, but I get it. I get it.
Yes, it's hard for me to grasp, but imagine being me. It's just Spirit. I'll be sitting there and like Spirit still manages to blow my mind. I'll be like, and it's like Spirit is always throwing me through loops. Like I think I've ascended. I think there's no more. And just when I think that, Spirit's like, nope, more.
Yeah.
A lot more.
Good. Well, we're excited to have you here and to learn about this. And so many people do want to connect with you, with their loved ones, and to find out how this all works. So continue. Go ahead.
So the healing journey of my life, well, it really started from the beginning, because we're all born into this world, and because the human realm is so dense, like we're very dense as human beings, and that's what's so hard. Like we're born into this world with a veil, so it blocks you from remembering. And what that remembrance is, it's the remembrance of time and your past and lessons and who you were and what your soul has come here to do. But when you can sit back and you can almost remove like I don't have a veil anymore. I don't know if I've ever
had one. Probably not.
To have a veil, because I remember having a conversation with a guy a year ago, and I'm like, is it normal to be able to see your future kids?
I've never. Wow, really? You can?
Yes, you can. So I'm very good with like pregnant people, like so a lot of, just look back 9 months ago, because let's be real, they're all popping up like, but before anybody told me they were pregnant, I literally, so I'm on an IUD, so I can't get pregnant, but I was freaking out because I remember sitting there and I was ordering, I hate anchovies. I was getting extra anchovies on pizza. I was throwing up every morning for like 3 weeks straight. Like I was straight up every single pregnancy symptom one can get, I was experiencing. And it turns out that I literally had like 5 people very close to me that were all pregnant. So and I literally knew before they knew.
Wow. And you were feeling their symptoms.
And I don't even get the baby.
That's good and bad. You're young. You have time. But oh my goodness, did you give
And
this news to those people? Like, I think you're expecting?
well,
Are you?
and it's like, so it's hard for me because like I'll get these and I don't always immediate like no. And so like I'll keep a list. Like I have lists on hands of things like I'll get, and it's like sometimes like I'll just experience symptoms, or like I'll just get like, let's say somebody got shot in the head by specific, and like I'll get like very specific, like it's almost forensic stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I've actually like helped people like who have dealt with like horrific losses like murders and like find their peace in that.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm there because people, if bad people want to hide people, like they're going to be able to hide. And see, that's the thing, like there is, and that's where I think mediumship can help, because I know things, like I'm directly connected to the victims, and it's like I physically have to experience everything they go through. Like I have to die their death, but I don't actually die, I just have to physically experience it. Like I know too much sometimes. Like I wish I didn't see everything they had to see. And I think that I'm a very good tool for not only law, but like, and not just me, other mediums in general who are true, because I literally get victims that come to me that are like, well, and it's like, I'm also in league with like priests. Like I'm very close friends with a retired priest. He actually was one of my clients at first, and we've just become really, really good friends.
Mm-hmm.
And this was actually funny. So we noticed last time when I was calling on the angels, during the drumming session, that I got to Michael and my mind went blank. So at the exact moment I got to Michael and my mind went blank, he was actually in the only like shrine we have here for Archangel Michael, like in the United States. He was down in Florida and he actually lit a candle in my name at the shrine at the exact moment I called upon Michael and forgot.
Oh my goodness. Like
So
sometimes
I was
you
over
hit.
here looking like an idiot,
No,
but
no,
there's
no.
always reason.
You
I'm
always
like,
say that.
Raphael, and Gabriel, Uriel, and Michael. I know my angel, and I was like, we've literally had some. And the other thing about that, we go back to the healing topic. So I have master healers, and this is the thing, talking to him, like he's a retired, that's from England, so he's been all over the world, and he has great, like I love listening to his stories because they connect me. And so he was connected. He had a very bad leg, and I hope he's okay with me sharing his story, but he had a very bad leg, and one of the healers was able to heal it. And she died in, I think, 1983. And so she was actually able to stop cars and drain batteries and stuff. And she was look at chandeliers if somebody didn't believe in her power and shatter it on cue. And her name was Mary Rogers. You should look her up. I think there's an
What's her
article
name?
on her.
What?
Mary Rogers. I think there's an article. But anyway, so she's standing over here looking at me like, I'm going to take you under my wing and we're going to work together and I'm going to teach you everything I know. And I literally called, I believe it was the other day, I literally called, his name is Barry, back. And I'm like, Barry, I need you to tell me that story again, because Mary's draining batteries through me. Me and Mary are draining batteries because my neighbor's truck wouldn't start. And I'm like, so we're definitely, and see, that's the thing about me and healing, like in Reiki, like I'm also working with a like human master. But before I found her, like I was working with spirit, and the first time I met her, like I showed her and she's like, you're a healer. She's like, you're already a master. You don't need to, you know what you're doing. And like, I don't consciously know what I'm doing, but I know what I'm doing. Like I go, like, so I like when I've gone into meditation, like I don't even need to try to go into meditation anymore. I just go into meditation. And so one of the visions I get, so I get visions, I'm very clairvoyant. And one of the things I see is I just go into this cave, this ancient cave, and it lights, that's very beautiful. It just lights up with all these ancient healing symbols. And it's like, I've never really needed like anything I've learned about Reiki, like, because I have got sat through like some courses, like I've known it all before. And the most profound thing, like when I first learned about the history, Dr. Usui, I learned that he was actually working with me. Like, it sounds crazy, but I work with ascended masters. Like Jesus was a healer. Jesus was a healer. And like, I don't mean to offend anybody because Spirit, and I don't mean to get into this because I know but Spirit says like the thing about religion is like we all have like our own, but the thing about it's not so much separate. Like the different branches of religion, I believe what Spirit has told me directly is that it's all the same stories of the same great good spirit of the universe, and it's just different because of different cultures and different time periods and different things. So like we just the essence of spirit doesn't want us fighting. Spirit doesn't want us, and I don't mean to make anybody uncomfortable, but this is a big thing. Like, Spirit doesn't want division. Spirit wants us to all get along and all find love in each other, because why are we having wars about this? Like, that's the thing. Like, and this is the thing. Like, I know this is but Spirit says, I'm here to make people uncomfortable. I'm here to say the hard stuff because I'm sorry, my cat, but
Okay.
I'm here to say the hard stuff because nobody else will. And it's like, it hasn't been said. It hasn't been said because it is so controversial and it makes people uncomfortable, but it needs to be said. It needs to be said for the sake of Spirit. And see, that's the other thing with like the unhealthy relationship dynamics. Like, if you come to me, you're sitting in an unhealthy relationship, that's not good. Like, I have to address it. Like, I can't sit here and not address your own toxicities, because it's my job to help you address that, because you can't keep running from stuff that you're horrified of, or ashamed of, or embarrassed. Like, why are we running? Why are we running from our feelings? Why are we running from our emotions? Because like, why are we divided? That's the thing. Like, that's the thing, where we can all believe in whatever we want to believe in, but the line is, why are we fighting about it? We just need to find peace. We need to find peace with each other. We need to understand that we're all one. We are all one, regardless of what we look like, regardless of status, regardless of money, we are all one. And you see, that's the thing about money, is money, abundance is just energy. And that's the shift. Like, material, you can't leave this world with your material things. The only thing money is good for is a resource, so you can take opportunities that the Spirit provides for you. That's the only thing money is. So we shouldn't be hoarding it. Why are we being greedy? Because we can't leave this world with money. We cannot. And we need to stop being greedy. We need to stop being superficial. And because at the end of the day, if you can't share your abundance, if you have money in the bank and you see somebody outside in the cold and you don't stop, why are we not stopping to help them?
I agree.
Like, what's happened to giving the shirt off your back to help somebody out, regardless of color, regardless of status? It doesn't matter. Like, and that's the thing. And I don't mean to get into this again, like with the whole Black Lives Matter, like, for white, it doesn't matter. If we're Black, it doesn't matter. If we're Asian, it doesn't matter. We're all beautiful.
Yep, all lives matter for sure.
It doesn't matter, man. And you see, that's the base of it. And whether it be religion or skin color or anything controversial, like spirit needs me to push that because nobody else is pushing that. Like I could talk about beauty standards. I could talk. Spirit needs me to push these things. And even if it doesn't sound innately spiritual, it's spiritual because at the end of the day, it's all spiritual.
Mm-hmm. You're so enlightening. I love this.
And until you find this in yourself, like, and that's the thing, like, you can't try to take, and that's the thing, like, this wisdom, it comes from spirit. It's not mine. It's not yours. It's spirit's. And you see, that's the thing. I can sit here, but it's spirit. Mm-hmm. And like, that's the thing. Like, a lot of the times, like, I'll tell people stuff, and it's simply just to confirm their own intuition because they already know. Mm-hmm. Like, people don't want to admit that they're having quote unquote spiritual synchronistic experiences because it's not natural. Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm a walking supernatural freak, literally, and I've learned to embrace that title. Like, I can't care what other people think of me. I can't, like, because if I do, the people that need to hear my messages, they mm-hmm. won't. Because if we're just thinking about ourselves and thinking about the naysayers and everybody that's trying to get you down, like, there are gonna be people that want to stomp out your light because that's the devil energy. You have the devil on your shoulder constantly. And you see, that's the thing about spirituality is it's a constant pull of light and dark. Mm-hmm. You cannot have one without the other because because honestly, light can kill a whole lot faster than the shadows because light, let me tell you, it scorches. Mm-hmm. And if you are too tapped into your light, man, you are not going to be able to take care of yourself. You have to be able to master your shadow, and you have to be able to look it in the face, and you have to be able to handle other people's shadow as well. And you have to know when to cut people off. And you have to, because at the end of the day, if you don't have friends, if you're alone, why would you? I would rather be alone than have people around me that are quote unquote friends, because half the time people aren't gonna have good intentions. Yep. Half the time you're not going to get you from you. And until somebody's willing to put in as much, because we all have our own lives, and that's okay. But people that are on a true spiritual path have to be able to kind of master the dark in order to master the light, because until you can, because if we're afraid of the shadow, I find that a lot of the people are afraid of stepping into their shadow. I'm not going to lie to you. A lot of people run from that because it's scary. Mm-hmm. It's scary to go within and face it. So and especially in relationships. So I find that, especially in relationships, a lot of the time with our light can kind of be too high sometimes, because we start putting the other person before ourselves, and we start giving more and more and more, and we don't want to say no. We just want to give and give and give mm-hmm. and give till our cup is empty, and we cannot pour from an empty cup. We have to fill. I'm getting very choked up.
Yep, got to fill up our cup, clearly. Yep.
Yep. Everything's a synchronicity. But you cannot pour your energy from an empty cup, because if you're not giving to yourself, how can you truly give to another?
No.
And you see, that's the thing. Spirit is always talking. And you see, I would rather have a small circle of very close friends that I can connect to on a heart-to-heart level mm-hmm. than be worried about who's going to turn around and stab me in the back 5 days later. Yeah. I don't have time for petty BS. Hopefully I'm allowed to, but I really don't anymore. And that's what's so hard about being 22. Well, I'll be 22 in 2 days, but
Happy
that's
early
what's,
birthday, yep.
thank you. That's what's so hard about it, because it's like dating right now, like all my friends are at least my closest friends anyways, except for one. She's like my soul sister and she has been, but even we go through phases where we're very close, but then we grow apart because we each have our own lives. Because she has she's doing she's gonna get, like, they're in love, and it's very cute, and it's what I used to strive for in life. But it's like I have a much bigger purpose because I do work so closely with Spirit. I have, and not because her purpose is big. She's going to be a very beautiful mom, and that's a big, but I am supposed to touch the hearts of so many people.
Wow.
And that I know. I don't always know the exact steps to my journey. I don't always, like, I'm not gonna, like, a lot of what I do is a free fall with Spirit. I don't always have a plan. When Spirit says jump, I jump. When Spirit says pull back, I pull back. The only thing that gets in my way is me. And that's when I get caught up in my ego, and I don't want to, because I'm not perfect. And I get so, like, because people look at me and they're like, oh, Grandma's perfect. She doesn't allow anybody in. But that's the thing, I do. But I'm not gonna chase people that aren't gonna put effort in. And I'm not gonna, like, why would I?
Yeah.
And especially with everybody coming back, it's like, you have to be very careful, and you have to be very defensive of who you will, like, especially in your healing phase. You have to cut back, and you have to learn who's actually there for you, because it's a lot of responsibility to do your work, because we're all on a vibrational level, and some people vibrate higher and some people vibrate lower. And that's the thing. Yes, we're all equal. Yes, we're all God's child. Yes, but there are some people who are willing to put in the work. We're all equal, but it's at the point where if you have somebody who puts in the work every day to constantly check themselves, to constantly do the work, to constantly journal, to constantly ask hard questions. I'm getting very emotional but it's like, you constantly have to ask the hard questions and and any emotions, like, this is Spirit. This is Spirit getting all, because we're all equal, and that's a thing. But the thing about being on a vibrational level, if you're staying stuck and you're willing to vibe low and you're willing to have self-pity and you can be depressed. Being depressed is okay. Having anxiety is okay. But there are ways to fix that. And you just got to get out of bed. You got to stop feeling sorry for yourself. Because at the end of the day, you are God's child and God loves you. And you can keep pushing. You just have to do the work. Because if you're sitting in front of the TV, if you're just watching the TV, if you're sitting, why aren't you creating? You're watching, so just start creating. Stop. You're the only one keeping yourself stuck. And that's the thing. See, they look at people who are on top, who have done the work, and and see, that's the thing about they want to be somebody else, because they're not comfortable with themselves. But the only way to find true success you have to find yourself, and you have to love yourself unconditionally and unapologetically. No matter what you do, no matter what mistake you make, no matter where you come from, you can have a past, you can make mistakes, you can have a history. It does not matter where you've been. You just need to turn around, face the darkness, admit where you've been, say you're sorry, forgive yourself, forgive other people, and move on. And you need to hold yourself accountable. Because Spirit can only do so much. The greatest healers in the world can only do so much. And this is the thing. You can be the best healer in the world, but you can only do so much. And that's the thing. You cannot heal somebody who's not willing to heal themselves, period. And that's the thing about relationships, is you cannot do the work with somebody who's not willing to do the work on themselves.
Yep.
Point blank, period. Point blank, period.
I love it. I love it. Lillian, you are on a roll as always. What else is being downloaded as we speak? Your
Oh
mind
boy.
is a busy place and it's
Very busy.
fascinating. No, it is.
Spirit wants us to do what's hard. And that's the thing about, if you don't look at yourself in the mirror, and if you don't address what's hard, like, I can help you address what's hard. That's why people come to me. Like, I will walk you through it. I will walk you through it, and I will heal you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Like, that's the thing. My connection, my healing it's so raw. It's so, because it's literally spirit. So the essence of Reiki, like, healers I say we shouldn't be as healers, we shouldn't be taking responsibility for the healing energy we give, because we're not the ones healing. We're not. We're just the body that the energy, that spirit is coming through to let, because spirit's the one that's healing. And it's the thing, like, I know for a fact I could help people, but they don't want to allow my help. And I think it's the most beautiful thing in the world. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, I've had flings, like, people come over, and like, the rawest connections I have are when I actually get to connect, and I actually get to connect to people who don't usually have their heart on their sleeves, that have had a hard life, that have lost their father, like, when they were a little boy. And then, like, they actually allow me to do Reiki on them, because I don't know, but I don't know why he let me, but it's like, I wish everybody was like that, because even if you don't understand it, I can help you.
Mm-hmm.
Because I've had people say to me, I'm the thing they needed that they don't even know they need.
Wow. That's powerful. It
And
is.
it's like, spirit's always, always, always talking about the friends I haven't met yet.
Mm-hmm.
Always talking about, and as cryptic and vague, and spirit is always so cryptic and vague with me, especially when it comes to my own life. Like, I go a little crazy sometimes. But you know what, spirit has told me, in the moments where it's quiet, where I'm not getting the advice, because I'm constant, like, spirit has told me, when it's quiet, I need to do what I want to do, because I'm constantly serving them. And what I want to do
Mm-hmm.
is, I want to help people, because I want to help people the way spirit helped me, because not everybody has the connection that I have.
But you also need to make that time for yourself as
No,
well.
I do. And
Yeah.
that's the thing, I do.
I know it's
But
hard.
it's like, I feel I feel you. Like, this is why I love talking, because we connect on a heart to heart basis.
Absolutely. And I'm one of those
And
friends, unfound new friends.
yes,
Yep.
yes. And that's the thing. I love friends, the friends I have and the friends I haven't met yet, because, and that's the thing, friendship for me, like, I don't want to be friends with somebody that doesn't want to do the work on themselves. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But because I put so much work into my friendships, that it's like, you kind of have to prove yourself before, like, and I feel like that's the thing, especially when we have had, like, so many people stay stuck, because they stay in and I think I've talked, but they stay in the same exact situations for their whole entire lives. They don't take risks, because they don't do the things, because they're too afraid to, because everybody else is going to think they're crazy.
Yep.
But you have to stop being afraid of that. And in order to shine, you have to, because there is no light without the darkness. And in order, like, the best healers have to go through the greatest darkness themselves, so they can turn around and help people. And that's the thing with healing is such a beautiful journey. It's the scariest goddamn decision you're ever gonna make. But it's the most beautiful choice you can ever make, because once you heal yourself, you can start healing other people, and that's priceless.
And that's what you're here doing. And can you believe it's been 30 minutes?
It's crazy.
We're out of time, Lillian. My
crazy.
goodness. Lillian, how can we reach out to you? Do you mind?
So I guess I'll air my phone number. So
Sure.
my phone number is 802-282-7715. And that is definitely the best way if you want to book an appointment. That's the best way to call me. That is instructed on the website, but just in case. And then the website is Green Mountain Medium LLC. And my Instagram is green_mountain_medium. And then the Facebook is Green Mountain Medium LLC. And then the YouTube is also that as well.
Perfect. Or just Google Lillian Williams. You'll find her. Thank you so much.
Wait, will you?
Yeah. Google yourself.
Oh, cool.
You never Googled yourself?
No.
And now you're Google. Stand by. We have to go, but Google in the meantime. And Lillian Williams,
Hey,
thank you
when
for
I
being
go
here.
see my billboard, we should get pictures together.
I would love to. I would love to be there for you for sure.
Yes.
Okay. Keep in touch. We'll talk soon.
Yes.
Thank you again, sweetheart.
Bye.
Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.